record, and we smile so we get a nice thumbnail. All the little tricks. So hi, I'm Melissa Groom from Empowered Mums and host of Mums in Business TV, and I'm here with Bennie. Kate is the founder of Zek Media and is a social media expert. She's passionate about helping small business owners to get more customers using social media, and she specialises in Instagram training. Hi Kate, how are you today?
Hi, very well, thanks Melissa.
So great to have you here, and gee, boy, don't we all need training in social media because it just changes so quickly, doesn't it?
It sure does, yeah.
Yeah, so you need to be educating us constantly about what's going on. So I want you to just share with us, Kate, what did you do before you were a mum in business? What's your background?
Sure. Okay. Well, my uni degrees are actually in teaching and arts, and I never actually went into the classroom to teach. I just never felt called to that. I never felt passionate about that. So I went into the outdoor adventure industry and spent a few years teaching canoeing and archery and hiking and having a heap of fun with that. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie.
That would have been fun, yeah.
It was really, really great. Then I bought a franchise, which was a tutoring franchise, and that I got that fairly sizable to about 50 to 80 students with 3 staff employed. But then I had my babies, so I just closed that down. I just didn't feel like I could do both at the same time. I had 3 boys in 3.5 years, so I had my hands full. And then, yeah, it was really busy. And then once they were born, so while I was still, feeding, I started helping my husband with his construction business. And throughout the next 15 years or so, I took on more of a role of running that business and doing all the marketing, which was my favourite bit. And so when we decided to transition and close that business down a few years ago, I had already built up my marketing skills and had developed that side of the business so that was bringing in all of our leads. So I, just quite naturally decided I was already helping a lot of businesses with social media. So I decided that was what I wanted to do for our business. So it's been a great ride. I love having a business that we're really passionate about now instead of feeling like we're just stuck in something. So, yeah.
Yes. Awesome. And so you've had lots of experience with quite a few different businesses. So I'm sure you would have had some challenges along the way. What has been your biggest challenge so far in business, and how have you overcome that?
Probably my biggest challenge currently is trying to be 100% mum and 100% entrepreneurial business owner. That is, that's right. I'd love a clone. But we are a mum all the time, full-time, 100%, and we're also a business owner 100% all the time. So it's just being able to make those things work together, and it's not 50-50 or 80-20, it's 100% and 100%. So I think that's where the challenge is. This year I've had a massive focus on time management. And being able to work with laser focus. So I don't work for a huge number of hours. I work around my kids, and my kids do a heap of sport and different activities. But yeah, just being able to really, I guess, grow my skills in those areas of focus and time management has just enabled me to get through a whole heap more work in the time that I have, so that I can spend time with the kids. We also involve them in the business quite a bit and discuss things with them so that they know what's going on and they can understand, why mummy's on her phone when, after dinner, that sort of thing. So it's all part of that. Like that's another part of being a mum in business as well, that it's, the whole family is involved to some extent.
Yeah. So how old are the boys?
They're, I've got one about to turn 9, one about to turn 11, and I've got a 12-year-old.
Yeah. Great for the teenage years.
Yes.
I've got three on their L's at the moment. Oh gosh.
Really? Oh.
Yes. So I find when the kids get home from school, if I sit down with them, hop off the computer, and we sit down and have afternoon tea together, they're happy with that. They tell me all about their day, and then they're off doing their own things. So that seems to work pretty good too. But yeah, they do definitely they have to come first because they're so demanding, unless of course they can be understanding too when I say, look, I have got a client right now, we need to be quiet or things like that. But this interview that I'm doing now is while they're at school, so we try and get what we can done during school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Now, you specialize in Instagram training, Kate. So
Yes.
that's good because I've not long been on Instagram myself, and you know, I mainly am on Facebook because that's where my success has been. But I thought you know, my daughter's like, "Mum, you've got to be on Instagram," so I thought, well, I've got to try.
She's right.
So would you share with us what are your top 5 tips to succeed on Instagram? Get your pens and note. Your pen and paper ready, everybody, just like me, and so you can put these tips down and implement them.
Sure. Right. Well, if any business isn't on Instagram, then I would really, really encourage them to get on Instagram, because it's possible to get amazing engagement and reach. And a lot of business owners who I talk to actually have Instagram as their main source of sales rather than Facebook. So that it's really, really important to be able to build up your audience on Instagram. So the first thing that I recommend is that you research your customers or your potential customers, your ideal audience, and find out how they're using Instagram. Find out what hashtags they search for. When, you know, perhaps when they're looking for your business or your niche, but also when they're just looking at, you know, when they're just browsing what their normal favorite things are. So the more information you can get about your customers, the more power that you have in Instagram to go and connect with those customers. So it's possible.
How do you do that research though? How do you find out what they are using Instagram for and what hashtags they're using?
Well, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. My main method is I pretty much interview everybody who I meet. If I say, you know, what's your main social media? And if they say Instagram rather than Facebook, then I've got a whole heap of questions for them. Have you, you know, who are you following? What sort of things do you look at? Have you ever bought on Instagram through the link? And what made you buy? And so I've got a friend who's a vegan. She's following vegan accounts, and she has bought products that those people have recommended through the link in Instagram. So I just gather all of this knowledge and information, whether they're not like my ideal clients of business, but I'm also wanting to know how consumers use Instagram to purchase. My son's teenage friends, sometimes I interview them as well, because I want to know what the younger generation is using and who they see as important.
I'd love to know that too. That would be quite interesting. I'd love to see those interviews. You should do some video interviews.
Yes, actually, I'm going to be doing that next year. And so that's the first thing you do. Another way, of course, to do that is to put out a survey, and you can even offer like a $50 voucher as just a little token gift to get people to fill out your survey. If you have a physical shop, ask people who are purchasing and ask them to do the survey as well to win the, you know, whatever it is that you're willing to give away. So the more information that you have, the more targeted and the more powerful you can be on Instagram. The next thing that I think is really important is a lot of business owners on Instagram focus on having beautiful content. That's fantastic. That's definitely where you want to start, because Instagram is so visual. But don't just stop there. You need to actually learn strategies on how to engage with your customers and how to use that information that you've got from your customers to be able to go to where they are spending their time on Instagram and be able to interact with them as well. The next one I would say is consistency. This is probably relevant to all social media and all aspects of business. So you need to be posting ideally 1 to 3 times per day. Obviously 3 times a day you'd want to spread those out so that you're not bombarding people. But as your following grows, you can post more regularly. And basically the more you post, the more you're going to grow if you do it correctly. So consistency is so important. And then along with consistency comes momentum. And look, when I'm off Instagram for a few days, I notice that the momentum completely drops off and it takes me a while to build it up again. So momentum is a real thing, and you need to keep posting so that you're building that momentum and it keeps on going. How many am I up to now?
That's 4.
That's 4. Okay. So for my last one, I would say engage, engage, engage. You can get better results on Instagram than at the moment any other platform if you will go and actually engage with people. So with Facebook, it's really hard to go and actually, you know, it's hard to go and find those people out there, because you kind of have to, you know, use Facebook ads or use, get people to comment to get to their friends, you can actually go and find people who perhaps, are in Indooroopilly and they like a particular coffee shop, or, they like this particular topic, whereas you can do that with Instagram.
Mm.
Instagram has a bit of a principle of reciprocity as well. So if you like, then the etiquette is that, people will like something back. It's not 100%, but it is that attitude in Instagram is more than in Facebook. So if someone comments on your post, it's a really nice idea to go to their account and like a few things and comment on something. Even whether or not you think that they're going to buy from you, it's just going to help to build that momentum and to engage, to get activity on your account as well. So they're the 5 things that I would recommend.
Very good, very good. So I've got those tips there. I'm going to type them up and have them on my office so that it can keep me focused and remind me what I have to do when I go to Instagram. And I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Excellent. Fantastic.
So thank you so much for sharing those great tips with us, Kate. Is there anything else you want to share with us today with our viewers?
Look, if anybody's interested in more information, they can go to my website, which is zecmedia.com, and you can join my exclusive Facebook tribe, where there's going to be live training, updates and bonuses in that tribe. So if you go to the website Zec Media, there's a link there. You can just click on that and join the Facebook tribe, and I'd love to connect with everybody in that.
Okay, is that purely for Instagram training or social media in general?
Social media in general. But Instagram's my passion at the moment. So I love Facebook. I have an online Facebook course as well. But at the moment, what I'm really seeing as the need that business owners are looking for is to grow that Instagram to be able to get results. So, and Instagram is something you have more control over if you do it properly. You have more control over your results if you're doing it properly. So that's something that I'm really wanting to focus on at the moment.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show, Kate. And It's great to have you as a member of Empowered Mums. Yes. Thank you for sharing your tips with us. And we look forward to, please connect with Kate on her website, Zec Media, and join her Facebook group to stay up to date with what is trending on social media and what is working.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much, Mel, for having me.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed this interview and have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.